Hi. Today, there was almost not going to be a video because I was reading more and more about members of the House and the Senate talking about having PTSD after the January 6th Capitol riots. And I gotta tell you, listening to members of the House say it was nothing unusual. It was like regular tourists. It wasn't dangerous. Now, if you have PTSD, you know what that kind of talk is doing to the members of the House and the Senate and the members of the Capitol Police and the workers and the staffers who were all there that day. You know exactly what that kind of talk is doing to them because you heard talk like that before too. Now, and I gotta tell you, I am pissed off. So, let me just get into this and get it out of my system. Because today, the featured video on PTSD Patrol is Twisted Sister. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take this bullshit anymore. Because you can get PTSD from one event. I survived a whole bunch of them. But the worst one for me was my ex-husband. And you know that story, and you also know that there was no closure for me until he died. I moved over 1,300 miles away, and it lasted another decade that far away from him. So there's no closure until there is accountability and people held responsible, especially if PTSD was caused by strangers. And especially if it was compounded by idiots you work with who are making it worse by pretending it never happened. That you're not suffering. That you've got nothing to complain about and no one should be held accountable. No one should be responsible for it. And they're defending the perpetrators of it. That makes everything worse. But what these yahoos don't understand is they are sending a message to everyone else in the country who has PTSD that they just don't give a shit about them at all. Now, we've all heard the bull. We have seen them making their speeches on a hearing about whether or not there should be a bipartisan investigation as to who was behind it, who is responsible, and who needs to be held accountable for it. Because the other threat is it can happen again until they do. Now, the good thing is a lot of the ones that I read, they are getting help to recover. But their healing is not going to be as thorough without accountability and the threat that the other members they serve with stops hanging over their head. Because knowing the same people they work with are showing they basically approved of it is disgusting. So if you have PTSD, why don't you pick up the phone and you call your member of the House and the Senate and tell them you want accountability, but you also want apologies from all these sycophant liars who are saying that what they went through and what we saw on TV all that day was no big deal. Get on the phone and tell them that's what you expect from them. Because until they do it, the message has been delivered to everyone else in the country, including police officers, firefighters, nurses, doctors, members of the armed forces, veterans, and their families, and every other crime victim out there, and every other person who has PTSD and is dealing with it. The message has been delivered. It's no big deal. So get on the phone and tell them, yeah, it is a big deal, and it's about time you jerks stopped playing politics and started paying attention, because we're not going to take it anymore. Gain some power from the lyrics of this video, please, and let them know exactly what you expect, because guess what? It's your money that they are playing with. You are the taxpayer. Right? You have a lot of power in this. It's about time you used it, and contact the press and set them on the right track, because they're not noticing this is going on either. This is the message anyone with PTSD is hearing from them. It's no big deal. Ugh. Remember, it's your life. Get in and drive it. See you next time.